you're at the Bilo Center. It's a 16,000 seat arena. You're trying to run a wrestling show in. You got 3,500 fans here in a 16,000 seater, and less than 2,000 of those were paid. And that's with the last week being buy one, get one free.
Yep.
There's also heavy papering, even in the ringside seats. A lot of those are free. But these people in this crowd are enthusiastic. Meltzer would say the wrestlers, for all their effort, clearly deserve better leadership. What do you think of that comment?
He's probably spot on in a lot of ways, but no, I mean, we weren't putting butts in seats, but the song or the singer, Dixie Carter wasn't advertised on the marquee. Kurt Angle was, so, or whatever main event. So
what do you mean? What does that mean? You're saying you can't blame Dixie that Kurt wasn't a draw?
No. No, you said on response to Dave said the talent deserves better leadership.
You're saying that Kurt didn't draw.
Correct. The card did not draw.
Yeah. I don't mean Kurt individually. I mean the show.
Yeah, the talent didn't draw. Whoever it didn't draw. But is that marketing? Is it? I mean, again, 7-Eleven's having 2-for-1 on Slurpees. That just kills your walk up. You can come up with 1,000 rationalizations. At the end of the day, it didn't draw locally in Greenville. Period.
Yeah, they didn't want to see it.
They didn't want to see it. That's
do you think how much of that, because it is sort of old school, but back in the day, whoever the WWF champion was, if business was good, he got the credit. If business was bad, he got the blame. And it happens a lot of times that way in the NFL with the quarterback position.
Yep.
I guess what I'm asking you is, because you got a little bit of old school in you and a little bit of new school in you. Today in 2023, is the guy who's the quote unquote quarterback, the most important piece, the biggest reason you draw? Is it the man behind the curtain running the show, the head writer, the lead creative, the shot caller, the decision maker, or is it the world champion? Is it the focused featured wrestler? In your opinion, in 2023?
One of the most important things that I think, and look, he's not the one that created this or whatever, but he certainly is the one who put it in my mindset. Vince firmly believes this: in what sells is the brand. And so every decision made, is that good for is that good for the WWF? If it's good for the WWF, it's good for everybody here. So the brand is what sells. And we could split hairs and say it's the booker, it's the network, it's the world heavyweight champion. I think it's all combined, that nothing comes above the brand ever. Even as hot as Rock or Stone Cold or Hulk or Cena, at the end of the day, the brand always sat on top. So I think they're all, it's hard to say equally important, but I think it goes without saying the world heavyweight champion, because there's multiple belts in all these promotions, there is a lesser than. There is not a Hulk Hogan's the WWE champion, Ric Flair's the WWE champion. Those days are in the rearview mirror.
But let's talk about it, because from a football standpoint, you and I are big football fans. We talk about it almost every chance we get here. In the NFL a few years ago, there was a big debate. Who was responsible for the Patriots' success? Who deserves more of the credit? Was it Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady? Now, clearly, they did it together. But we had that discussion in the late 80s and early 90s about the WWF. Who deserved more credit? Was it Hulk Hogan or was it Vince McMahon? So I'm wondering, like, the role that we're on right now on the WWE side of things. I know we don't talk about current stuff, but this is the closest thing we got. The momentum WWE has right now, is it based on the people who wrote the Bloodline storyline, or is it based on Roman Reigns? What's more important? I'm not saying they don't go together. I know they do, but we saw Tom Brady leave New England and go down to Tampa and win a Super Bowl. Could we see Roman Reigns do the same sort of thing on another channel? Or is it really the folks behind the curtain that are more responsible?
Well, unplug Sammy from this storyline and tell me what you got.
Well, Sammy wasn't there the whole time, so we got to see that. And you're saying Sammy was the key factor here, not Roman. So therefore, it's the folks behind the curtain.
That's what but no, I truly think it's what makes a number one hit, the song or the singer. I think you can ever answer that completely honestly, because I think it takes both. I think the creative direction of the Bloodline has been really, really good. But you unplug Sammy, you unplug Jay, the dynamic changes. I think the Usos and Sammy are equally as important. And I think a lot of times when you go back and watch, we'll call it the scenes, Sami Zayn and Jay Uso are scene stealers.
Yes.
That far, I say far outshadow anybody else on camera. I also think when you have Michael Cole kind of responding, or let me back up, Michael Cole building it for the 2 hours or whatever it may be, I just think Kevin Dunn and his team, if you don't get the right shot of Sammy's facial in certain scenes, you can't feel that through the television. You miss the shot. I mean, you truly miss the shot if you don't have the right hand held in the right place to get, even the eyes cut over from Roman and he's looking. Look, Paul Heyman walking down the aisle, the setup of the tribal chief. We could talk about all kinds of things. You go back to Rock and Austin and McMahon and the height of the Attitude Era, and sometimes those in-rings that you knew what was coming if you were at home, and it was just done awesome. I mean, we could give example after example after example. It goes back to my old silly analogy. What makes a number one song? What makes a great storyline? The song, which is the storyline, or the singer, which is the talent. It takes both.